Hello there, my video people. We just got to get our radio people going, and we're good to go. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls on a really, really rainy day in the studios of 4680Q. Well, it's not raining in here, although I look like it. I'm swamped. I got swamped out there. It's raining hard today in Niagara Falls, Ontario. It's raining hard in Frisco. I needed one more fare to make my day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, you got to know the truth of it. If you carry an umbrella around with you at all times, it will never rain.
There you go. I should have washed my car yesterday.
Yes, that's another one.
That's another good one. That's another good. You wash your car and you know. Anyway, Your City, Your Voice coming to you. Today's going to be a fun day, Davey boy, because we are going to dress up City Council for Halloween. That's right. We're dressing them up, Dave.
Yeah, I found it very difficult to get all the different. I was looking through all the different sort of mythologies we have and TV shows, and there was just too much to pick from.
No, and that's the crazy thing about it is you want to get something that's appropriate. Now, I'm going to do a disclaimer here because this is just for fun. We're not. Picking on anybody this is just for fun.
Please have a sense of humor.
Please have a sense of humor. And you look at City Council and they watch this, they're going to go, well, we got a costume for that guy. He can be the southbound end of a northbound jackass or the ultimate sphincter.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they use those words. They might say, oh, those two guys are the terminus of the digestive system.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get it. We're poking fun at everybody and having a good time with this for Halloween coming up on Thursday. So take it lightheartedly and in the vein it's meant to be in. And it's just a bunch of fun. So we're going to give you those names in a minute. But first, Dave Wheeler, my guest, of course, is sitting beside me here.
How do you do?
He's just here for City Council. He'll be here in a few weeks, and he'll be here for November 11th. We always do a Remembrance Day show, and it's a real tribute to our veterans, those who paid the ultimate price, and those who are still around fighting for Canada and our freedom. So we appreciate it.
Indeed, yeah. Our good buddy Ness Warner there. He had one of his cousins had his legs blown off in the former Yugoslavia. So. When they're doing peacekeeping missions there, so it doesn't stop. And as the way the world looks like right now, we really do need a lot more Canadian peacekeepers, basically getting out there. I hope that they're being utilized in peace going forward.
Okay, so let's get into my sponsors first. Let's give a couple plugs here. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, and Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue in Niagara Falls. And first off, it's pouring rain out there. We see that this weather is starting to turn, although we have a nice little bit of weather coming up. So it's going to get you a chance to get your car in and get it checked out by Ken Hunter at Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. And he is offering his end of summer inspection, which means that he's going to look at your brakes, your suspension, your tires. He's going to give your car a computer scan, see if there's any error codes that pop up, check your fluids, check your lighting, and take your vehicle for a test drive.
Because you got to check your license.
You got to check your license, too.
Yeah.
I just got mine, my brand new one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good till 1929 or 2029 now.
Whoa.
Good thing I didn't say 1929. That was the year of the crash. I don't want to be there for that.
That's a good reminder for me because I'm going to need a new passport very soon.
There you go. Get her fixed up, especially you. You travel all over the world.
Yeah.
But, so Wild Bills, they're going to check out your car, tell you what's wrong, fix it, and get you on the road for the summer so that everything is nice. You're not going to break down on the worst day of the year because that's when you break down. Murphy's Law.
That's it. Oh, I'll wait till next week.
Yeah, exactly. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Give Ken a call today. Make your appointment for your free end of summer inspection and get it fixed. If you get in a collision, call him for that. He's got a full body shop. He'll get your car back into showroom condition and get you out the door. Fast and efficient. You're going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Thank you for supporting our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Okay, so let's get this show on the road here. And like I say, I just hope the weather turns. It's going to turn for the better for the kids. I want to see the kids have a nice Halloween, don't you?
Oh yeah, they don't want to go on this.
No, this is terrible. I
No.
mean, like it's got to be a nice night, and it's supposed to be 72 that day. Low chance of rain, 46 to 50 at night, clear.
Oh wow, we'll see all the little elves and gremlins and all them out there.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I love watching the kids. They get so excited. And today it's sad because in the old days the kids would go out in big groups together having a good time. But with the way the world is today, nobody wants to send their kids out, by themselves and that. So they're escorted by their parents. But it's still fun to see the little kids who get really excited about it with their little costumes and everything. So yeah. So okay. So
treat the little voices.
so today is our city council day, where we're going to dress up city council. That's right. We are going to suggest costumes for city council.
Quite right.
And I want everybody to know that this is in good spirit. Don't get all upset about it. Like I'm sure they would love to call me a lot of things and me to dress up as a lot of things, including a punching bag, maybe. Who knows?
Well, I know that dartboard's going to be full of darts by the time.
By the time this show's over. But that's all right. I can take it, and I hope they can too. They're public figures. They got into being a politician, and that comes with the thing. But this is just for fun. We love them all, and we don't always agree with them, but we do love them all. So the first thing I did.
Yeah, you'll get some Halloween treats from us for sure.
Like I wanted to name them all, give them all nicknames, and I did give them nicknames, and people did message me in some not nicknames, sorry, some costumes they should dress up as. I'm used to using nicknames for them, but some costumes. So in that regard, we are going to be mentioning what people have sent in as well as our ideas, and we're going to comment on them. So what I did before I gave them all costumes they should be wearing is put them all in one theme, and that theme was the Wizard of Oz. And Davey Wheeler had mentioned this to me. Yeah, we should do the Wizard of Oz. And I'm saying, I already did it, Dave.
Yeah, he was already ahead of me. Yeah, so I concentrated on a few other ones. Just to sort of add into it.
But we can comment. Now, here's the roles I gave everybody on council and what they should dress up as for Halloween. Now, of course, the Wizard of Oz would be...
Diodati.
Yeah, you got it. He's the Wizard of Oz. And he's got a few other names here. But I gave him the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain pulling the levers, right? And
lots of flash and panache, but no substance.
No, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention. I could just see Jim working those levers and the dog opening the curtain, and there's Jimmy standing in there. Uh-oh. Now, Victor Peterangelo, I gave him the name Professor Marvel. And I don't know if you remember exactly who Professor Marvel was, but he was the guy, and he came around at the very beginning of The Wizard of Oz in a wagon. And he was the guy who played the wizard, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
And he came around, and he was this kind of like a
snake oil salesman type.
Snake oil salesman, right? Sell you anything. The best salesman you ever saw. Professor Marvel, they called, and he had a cure for everything. And he looked into his crystal ball and everything else, right? Professor Marvel would be Vic Peterangelo. He sits there and he doesn't say a lot. I call him the Velvet Hammer. That's his nickname. But when he does talk, he knows what he's talking about a lot of times. So he is a teacher. Professor Marvel would be his role.
Yeah, in the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, I had him cut out as Nosferatu, which I took a different turn. Like I knew we were going to do lots of Oz, so I thought for another thing, Nosferatu, because he's kind of tall. Nosferatu.
Which guy is that?
You don't know who he is?
No.
Oh, he's
he the Wizard of Oz?
No, he's not the Wizard of Oz, but he's just we'll talk about
it later. Yeah. Okay, so then we move on to three guys that are right here. Chris Dabrowski, the Tin Man.
Yeah, that'd be good for him. Yeah, Tin Man. Yeah.
Wayne Campbell, the Cowardly Lion.
I don't know. You think he's that cowardly? I don't know.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. And Mike Strange, the Straw Man.
Straw Man, no brain, yes.
Now, but you got to remember that in The Wizard of Oz, before you get mad at me, you guys, for all this, in The Wizard of Oz, remember that the Tin Man, who needed the heart, ended up having the biggest heart of all of them.
And true.
And the Cowardly Lion became the bravest of them all.
He had the most valor.
He had the most, and the straw man who didn't have a brain, was looking for a brain, became the most wise and the smartest of them all. And it's all that you become what you are. You just have to believe in yourself. That's the moral to the story. So these guys are all looking for something they already have.
Indeed. Yes.
The wizard just had to tell them they already have it and prove to them with a certificate and a heart and asking them a mathematical question that he calculated right on the spot to prove to them they had all those qualities. But they're the three I gave to them guys. And don't get mad.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Don't get mad at me. I just, this is the way it went in The Wizard of Oz. We're following that.
Well, I think probably Strange is a long way to go to get a brain, but it's well, you're giving him hope.
Yeah, Mike is a lot smarter than people think. Mike's a smart guy. But Mike is your regular person. He's just a boxer and a regular guy and a good guy. Does a lot for the community in that. But
right?
I think people always say that because I don't know why people think boxers are all palookas.
No, I don't think. I never got the impression that he was a palooka because he was a boxer. It was comments he was making at City Hall.
Well, that's another story.
Him.
Now, Mona Patel, Wicked Witch of the West.
Wicked, she kind of looks like that. I was thinking, like almost like I thought of that too. But then I thought Dorothy, because she's like Dorothy. She running around looking for stuff and lost and out of place and yet keeps gabbing. So so I thought, well, you know what? There's a little bit of Dorothy in Mona Patel.
Well, I gave her the Wicked Witch of the West, and you think Dorothy? Okay, I'm gonna go with that. Now, Lori Lococo, I gave Glinda, Good Witch of the South, trying to guide Dorothy home.
Yes, and letting her make her own mistakes. Just sort of looking over things, making sure things don't get too out of hand, but letting the cycle happen. Yes, yeah, that's a good one too. But I also had for her Auntie M, because that's solid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Auntie M.
Yeah, because she's solid. She's home. She's security. She means home. And she's a person that takes care of business. And so I thought, yeah, she's a good Auntie M because she's nice, but she's businesslike all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, Glinda, the good witch of the South, was a huge, like, she had a mission. Her mission wasn't to guide Dorothy and get her home, like everybody thought. Her mission was to have her go to Oz, and there was a reason she wanted her to go to Oz, because when she got to Oz, what'd they tell her? You can go home anytime you want. All you have to do is click. Why didn't Glinda tell her that when the house fell on the witch and she got the ruby slippers? She didn't have to go to Oz and go down the yellow brick road to meet all these characters. There was one reason, because Glinda wanted to get the Wicked Witch of the West out of the way so she would have full control of Oz.
Could you? Yeah, Machiavellian for sure. Yeah, so, well,
there you go.
Who was the Good Witch of the North? I thought that was
Glinda. I don't think she ever came on. I don't think we ever saw her.
I thought Glinda was the Good Witch of the North, not the
Good Witch of the South.
South, that's okay.
She was the South. But her object was to have somebody kill that Wicked Witch, and she chose Dorothy with the ruby slippers to be the one.
Well, I know she had a sister, the Good Witch of the North.
Yep.
And, of course, the Wicked Witch of the West, the Wicked Witch of the East got crunched by the
that's right.
the house. Remember her toes all wrapped out.
Yep. So I gave Ruth Ann Newestig Dorothy.
Oh, you gave her Dorothy. Okay.
Yeah. Dorothy, lost in Munchkinland, trying to find her way home. This isn't Kansas anymore, Dorothy. I gave Ruth Ann Newestig the role of Dorothy. She should dress up as Dorothy.
Yeah, okay. That's a bit of Dorothy in her, for sure. She could be that lady that ended up being the Wicked Witch of the East, the one that was on the bicycle.
What?
In the first one. Yeah, she kind of gives me that impression,
under the house.
Too. Well, she ended up being under the house, but in the first part of the movie, she's riding her, and then the music, going on like that.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought that would be a good one for her, but I can't remember her name.
And now I gave Tony Baldinelli, captain of the Winkle Guard at the Gates of Oz.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a guy standing there doing nothing.
Yeah. But he cries. Remember, he cries.
He cried. Yeah, he has a heart.
yeah, he's got a passion, and you could see him crying when they were.
We're here to see the wizard.
Yeah.
You can't see the almighty Oz. Well, what are you doing here? No, I'm just hanging around the front door. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, we're supposed to
captain
be
of the Winkle
he's supposed
Guard.
to be the ironclad gate, the thing that protects the Oz, but then he just let them in.
Yeah, he let him in.
Yeah.
He let him in, right? He didn't care. Just let him in.
So yeah, it's kind of like Baldwin. Ask questions, but votes for it anyway.
Now, of course, Mayor Wayne Thompson. Wayne Thompson, like, you know, I'm including him because he was there for 2 years. He just stepped down. I'm going to give him the mayor of Munchkinland, representing the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, the Lollipop Guild.
He's the mayor of Munchkinland.
Yeah, I kind of had the mayor, the Lollipop kids, kind of like all the guys in, you know, the older guys.
The staff in the back?
No,
okay.
Just I had them kind of, I could figure them all. You know how Strange and Peter Angelo and the mayor all kind of clued. They're always on the same side. So I kind of saw them as the Munchkin or the Lollipop gang.
The Lollipop kids. The Lollipop Guild.
Yeah.
Well, the mayor was Thompson. That's what I've grabbed him for.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, Jason Burgess, the angry apple tree. He would be a good dress up as the angry apple tree and throw apples at people. But I mean, you know, like this is great for him. He's fear mongering all the time.
Yeah, indeed.
So Jason Burgess would be a great angry apple tree.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
there you go.
Good for Burgess.
And Bill Matson is our city clerk. He should dress up as the head of the Lollipop Guild.
Yes,
he would be running them, city clerk.
Who's going to be the monkeys?
Well, I gave Wayne Gates the flying monkey.
Oh, okay.
I gave him the role. Dress up as a flying monkey, put some wings on, and away you go. And you guard the Wicked Witch of the West, and you go out and get little Toto.
Well, who's going to be Toto?
I don't know. I don't know if any of them have dogs. Who do we get to be Toto? I don't know. I couldn't figure that one out. Hey, believe me, I thought of it. I just couldn't figure it out. So there you go. We got the whole thing. The Wizard Diodati, Professor Marvel Peter Angelo, Dabrowski the Tin Man, Campbell the Cowardly Lion, Strange the Straw Man, Patel the Wicked Witch of the West, Lococo Glinda the Good Witch of the South, trying to guide Dorothy home, Ruth Ann Newestake, Dorothy Gale, lost in Munchkinland, Baldinelli, captain of the Winkle Guard at the Gates of Oz, Wayne Thompson, Munchkin mayor of Munchkinland, representing the Lollipop Guild, Jason Burgess, the angry apple tree, Bill Matson, head of the Lollipop Guild, and Wayne Gates, the flying monkey. There you have it. That's what we put together. That's what I put together as dressing them up as characters from The Wizard of Oz. Now, I got to get to my second sponsor, and then we're going to go into other names that people suggested.
Good show.
Right? Okay, so my second sponsor is Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. And you see this weather here. You want to be putting up your lights in pouring rain and crappy weather for Halloween in 2 days and just hope it turns nice all of a sudden? No. What you want to do is have the lights already up, permanent outdoor lighting installed, track lighting, all soldered together, impervious against water and dust, and built-in zones so you can change the different zones for different colors right from your phone. LED lights, low on power, easy on the electricity bill. That's what you want. You don't want to have to climb ladders and that in this weather. Where do you get those? Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, the leaders in permanent outdoor lighting. They're phenomenal. You want red and green for Christmas, Davey? You go on your phone, you change the one zone red, one zone green. Very, very simple. Orange for Halloween, your whole house is orange. Green for St. Patrick's Day, your whole house is green.
I'll act out the commercial.
There you go. Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at my house. And it's beautiful. And you can have bright white if you want. I mean, it lights up pathways, adds value to your home. You never have to fool around with cords and lights and anything else. They offer available financing if you want to Griswold your house up to the max. And how do you get these wondrous lights? You can make your house look like the Wizard of Oz, the whole Emerald City there.
Yeah.
You call Colin Buckborough at 289-969-1797. He's going to come down and give you a free quote. And like I said, if you really want to Griswold up your house and you don't have a wad of money to plop down, finance it. Pay a low monthly fee and you have your house lit up the way you want it. And you don't have to fool around anymore. Hamilton Glowstone Lighting. Give them a call today, 289-969-1797, and tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And we thank you for supporting our sponsor. We thank you for subscribing to our channel. We thank you for hitting the notification button, giving us a thumbs up, thumbs down, commenting. We put your comments on the air when I see them. So, yeah, come on, get involved. Get involved. That's what we need, people to get involved. Okay, other suggested costumes.
What do we got?
Well, let's start out with our mayor.
Oh, the mayor suggested one.
No, he didn't suggest one. People suggested a few for him.
Okay. All right. Let's see what they have to say about it.
Okay, so now I have here Mr. Six after the Six Flags song starts. Remember that guy dancing?
No, I don't remember
the Six
that.
Flags commercial?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Mr. Six came off the bus, like decrepit, and then all of a sudden the music starts. He starts dancing that.
Oh,
and
okay.
Then Mr. Six, before the music starts, was Tony Baldinelli.
Oh, okay.
You know the guy I'm talking about? The bald-headed guy with the red tie and the black suit?
No, I can't remember that commercial at all.
Well, you got to look at it because, yeah. Somebody else said the Shockmaster.
The Shockmaster?
The Shockmaster.
Where does that come from?
Well, that comes from wrestling. There was a guy that they dressed up, and he was called Tugboat at one time. He's had a couple of different characters, but he was the Shockmaster. And the Shockmaster tried to blast through this wall on a show, and he tripped over the beam on the bottom, and he fell on his head. His Shockmaster thing flew off. It was hilarious, right? It's a guy who tries to do this thing and then falls on his face. And we've seen that a few times. I mean, maybe that's why the person said the Shockmaster.
That would have been a good theme for this. Would be for professional wrestlers too, wouldn't it?
The Ringmaster, of course. So he's the ringmaster of the circus in Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
Somebody else said Sonny Drysdale. You know, where they got these things, I don't know. And if you don't know who Sonny Drysdale is, you have to remember the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, Mr. Drysdale. Yeah.
He's the Drysdale's son, always dressed up like a big shot, right? And they were forcing him to marry Ellie Mae, and he didn't want to even meet her, a hillbilly from the Hicks. And then he found out she's this beautiful girl, and he was going crazy over her, right? Oh, man. I don't know where they got that one from. Fidel Castro.
Fidel? Yeah, that kind of fits.
I can see him with that hat on, the cigar.
I think so, yeah.
Khakis?
Yeah. That would work. That would work.
Now, you see, the more popular the mayor, right? He gets more people giving him costumes to dress up as.
Well, more people voted for him than anyone else. So.
Yeah, a clown.
Well, not any ordinary clown. You'd have to be like Ronald McDonald, some important clown.
Bozo.
Well, yeah,
Bozo the clown. Remember him?
Yeah,
Bozo the clown. Now the '80s workout.
What about
guy.
the clown in Homer Simpson? There was a clown there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
that guy?
Krusty.
Krusty,
the clown. That'd be a good one. Now the '80s workout guy, you know, that '80s guy with the headband on, the wristbands, I don't know where these guys get Willy Wonka, head of the chocolate factory, should dress up as.
Yeah, that would be good. You know, top hat and all.
And Austin Powers Shagadelic. Somebody said to give him the glasses and the wig.
Yeah, they all fit a little bit. Yeah.
Did you have any for him?
For the mayor?
The mayor.
Well, I had
jump in here if you have a.
I had Napoleon. I had Trump.
Oh,
you know, because he always dresses well and he's got a lot to say.
I like Napoleon too. I am Napoleon.
Julius Caesar.
There you go, the leader of the Senate. But didn't he get in a little bit of trouble with Cassius?
Yeah, Brutus.
Brutus
that was
Cassius,
in
Et tu, Brute.
Yes, around the Ides of March, he felt a few pains. And the other one I had for them was the Emperor with No Clothes.
Oh, that's a good one. He's walking around, but nobody will tell him.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people are telling him right now, from what I hear, anyway. Now, Victor Peterangelo, Counselor Peterangelo, the professor from Gilligan's Island,
Yeah. No, I wouldn't go for that one. No.
always trying to figure things out
Yeah.
and send these
kinda.
guys at City Hall.
But he's absent-minded. You don't get the idea that Peter Angelo's absent-minded at any minute.
Okay, how about the mad scientist?
No, I don't see him as a mad scientist either. I don't know. I'm in disagreement with those. But I may whatever I hear there, I don't know what they're seeing in him to come up with that.
How about the Joker?
Joker maybe too
From
a
Batman.
little bit too flamboyant.
He's more of a
He's
quiet,
more of a
reserved guy.
conservative. Yeah, he's more like a preacher almost. Or
Yeah.
kind of like a priest or something like that.
How
or a
about Bigfoot?
professor.
Somebody said Bigfoot. He should dress up as Bigfoot.
I'm not quite sure about that one.
Well, maybe because he's tall.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So
That's why he said that.
I'm not finding common ground with some of the suggestions for him.
How about Phantom of the Opera? He's
That
always
might work.
there watching, kind of like a phantom standing in the
Yeah.
background. Then he gets up and dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Yeah, it could
So,
be good. Yeah.
that's
that'd
fun.
be
Do
all right.
you have anything for Counselor Peterangelo?
Well, I thought of him as Nosferatu. Now,
There we go.
Nosferatu is
Okay, you have
the
to
original.
explain
Nosferatu is the original Dracula.
Oh,
Back
okay,
in
okay.
Nosferatu is the original
Ooh.
Dracula back in the silent days, and he was long, tall, thin guy with long, clawy fingers. And
In the
at night,
background.
he would come out, and he was transported around in a coffin with the dirt from his own from where he
Grave.
came from. And it was always full of rats in his coffin. And then he'd come out, and he'd be just kind of sneaky and all around and that kind of thing. If you ever get a chance, look at a picture of Nosferatu. It's a spitting image, I'll tell you.
kind of like the Phantom of the Opera. Kind of like that.
Yeah, it would be like that kind of too, but Nosferatu is much more subtle.
Now let's go over.
Much more, yeah.
Let's go over to my. Do you have anything else for Victor Peterangelo, or no?
No, that's the only one I had.
Okay.
I thought of a few others along the line of Wizard of Oz and the Munsters and all those other things, but I was trying to look for other things other than Wizard of Oz, like the Munsters, the Addams Family, and those kind of things. So yeah, but I kind of
Lurch.
settled on Nosferatu.
Lurch.
Yeah, well, it could be a Lurch too. It could be a Lurch guy too in the background, and I did think of that for him as well because he's tall. But once I got Nosferatu in my mind, I think he looks exactly like him.
There you go. That's it. Mike Strange. Now I've got Rocky Marciano. He should dress up as a boxer. Of course, that would make sense.
Well, Mike, I had him, of course, as the Scarecrow, as you did, but also as the Headless Horseman.
Okay.
Because he's energetic, he's athletic, and he's not known for his cranial capabilities. So the Headless Horseman, I thought.
Yeah, what about
out of the Legends of Sleepy Hollow?
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow? Mission Impossible guy. Somebody said that. Somebody said the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Somebody said Selena Williams. And if you know about Mike, he dressed up as Selena Williams before and got in a little bit of trouble for it when he tried to run for MPP. And somebody must have saw those pictures. Whoever gave me that one. The Top Gun guy. I think Mike would fit into a nice flight suit and look like a pilot.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the plane when he was flying it.
No, but the Forrest Gump running guy. And I guess the reason they say that because Mike does a lot of long runs.
Yeah.
So I can picture him with a beard and running down the road, right? Like the Forrest Gump guy. And an 80s disco dancer.
I would kind of see him as a disco dancer a decade after disco was out of fad.
Well, I think they say that because he does have this costume he wears, and he does this wild dance. He's done it many times at events. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds like
as
fun.
this dancer, him and his girlfriend they come out and they dance, and he's got these tight jeans on and a shirt, and he's dancing like this dance, right? I think they saw that. And do you have any for him?
Just the Headless Horseman and the Scarecrow. Those are the ones I had for him.
Now, Ruth Ann Newstig. Somebody said The Undertaker from wrestling, The Undertaker. And, I can understand that one. A hippie folk singer. So
hippie folk singer, yeah.
She looks like a hippie with a guitar, with her hair, right?
Yeah.
The hippie and the headband on, a hippie folk singer. And somebody else said Catwoman.
Catwoman? Yeah, I suppose.
Her in the black, the
tights and all that.
Yeah, tights and the mask. Yeah. So there's the three for her.
Well, I kind of had her as Queen Grimaldi or something.
Grimelda.
Grimelda, yeah.
Griselda or something.
Griselda, yeah, from Snow White. And I would counter. I would cross her over the evil queen with the apple, and Lori Lococo would be Snow White, right? Who is the fairest in the land? Well, I'm going to get rid of her. Here, have this apple, Lori.
Now, Wayne Campbell. Now, somebody said Tampon Tim Waltz.
I had Waltz for him too. But I also had, for a long time, I was fixated on Uncle Fester. And I thought Uncle Fester, like he just keeps reminding me of Uncle
Fester.
So
the Addams Family.
Yeah, the Addams Family. So I got stuck on that for a while. And then I was thinking of Krabby Scotsmans too, right? With different Krabby Scotsmen that are in myth, like the one that's on, was it Simpsons or something, or one of the?
Yeah, I remember that guy. Was he a janitor or something on The Simpsons?
Yeah,
something like that. Somebody else said Classy Freddie Blassie, and if you remember him from wrestling, he was the manager of a lot of the wrestlers. Somebody else said Mike Ditka.
Oh,
the coach from the old Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that would kind of work.
He kind of looked like him.
Yeah,
Mike Ditka, a lumberjack. He'd dress up as a lumberjack. Yeah, I can see that. And the Hangover guy. If you ever saw that guy in the movie The Hangover, you should dress up as the Hangover guy. So there you go. See, people give you the weirdest things, and now Uncle Baldinelli, Tony Baldinelli, Counselor Baldinelli. Somebody said Uncle Fester for him.
Oh, there you go.
And they sent me a picture with Uncle Fester with a light bulb in his mouth. I'm not mentioning any names of anybody who sent me this stuff. I don't want to get them in any trouble. Somebody else said Kojak.
Kojak? Yeah. I was kind of thinking of Grandpa on the Munsters.
Al Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Lewis. Grandpa on the Munsters. Yeah. Al Lewis, I think he played that. Or was that? No, that was
Coogan.
Or was he on the? No, he was on the Munsters.
Yeah, I can't. I can't
Jackie
remember.
Coogan, I think, played Uncle Fester.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Uncle Fester.
So the other guy, Al Lewis, be that. Yeah, so I kind of figured him there, like he's always kind of there trying to say something, but nobody pays much attention to him,
And somebody else said Pitbull. The singer Pitbull, the Cuban singer.
No, see, I'm not very good at popular culture.
Yeah, well, Pitbull's a Cuban singer. He's real popular, right? But he's bald-headed. I think that's why when you get somebody who's bald-headed, right, then you always get compared to the guys who are bald. Kojak, Uncle Fester. I mean,
yeah,
Lori Lococo.
Well, there's a number of things that she could be because she's steadfast, she's nice, she's young-looking, young acting. So when I came up with Auntie M, I kind of figured that. I also thought,
Auntie M's a good one.
Yeah, I also thought of like you did, the Witch of the West or South, Glinda. Yeah, but I also thought, as I said before, opposite Newest Egg, she would be Snow White. Newest Egg would be the evil queen, trying to push an apple on her.
I'd say Patel might be that.
Patel had more like Oprah.
Oh, okay, we'll get to her. Okay, I got the fairy godmother. Somebody said she's the fairy godmother, Lori Lococo. Mary Poppins. I thought that was a pretty good one, Lori. I can see her floating around with an umbrella.
That was a good
people.
one for. Yeah, that's a real good one.
Barbie.
Nope.
Dressing up like Barbie.
She's not a Barbie. No, I don't think so.
A gunslinger.
Lori the gunslinger.
Yeah, because
straight from the hip.
She slings guns at city council meetings. I don't know. That's where they got her for that from.
She'd be kind of like the mild-mannered. She'd be kind of like the female version of Clark Kent. Mild-mannered, you know. And just have to get into a. Well, she's going to be out of luck now because there's not too many phone booths, but she'd have to jump into a closet somewhere and change into Supergirl, Superwoman,
Tomb Raider, maybe. I don't know. And Christine Daae.
Who's that?
Christine Daae was the lead in Phantom of the Opera. Christine Daae was the lead. There's the Phantom.
Yes.
Then there was Raoul. Mm-hmm. And then there was Christine Daae. They were the three main characters. So somebody likes the Phantom, which I do. I love the Phantom of the Opera. But somebody said Christine Daae because she's a real nice, sweet girl. Always being pulled to different sides by the Phantom.
Yes.
Right. By city council, but then bring back to reality by Raoul, and I think somebody brings her back to reality when she gets those city council meetings because she's always being pulled to do what everybody wants, but she doesn't. Yeah. At the end of the day, Christine Daae does not end up with the Phantom, even though he's brainwashed her to end up. So I think that's where that came from, something like that.
That would mean that the mayor is the Phantom. Then, well, it's a good one.
Oh, you got more for Baldinelli, too. Mr. Six before Six Flags song. He's the guy who comes off the bus. Jim Jodette is the guy who starts dancing. He's like, they're understudies. I
was kind of thinking of, every time I saw pictures of Baldinelli, I kept thinking of The Godfather and things like that.
Yeah.
Godfather, you know.
Character from The Godfather. Yeah. And Howie Mandel, somebody said. Mona Patel. Didn't have too many for her.
I had Oprah. She was Oprah. She was also a witch.
Kamala Harris.
I had Kamala Harris. Morticia Adams. I think she's Morticia Adams.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because she's kind of like kind of like that.
And Beetlejuice.
Her Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice. The Beetlejuice costume. Which should be a good Beetlejuice. They're the only ones I had for her.
Okay, well, I was trying. I settled on Oprah for her though, because I looked at a lot of different women throughout history, and I thought Oprah would be good for her because she says a lot, but it doesn't mean a whole lot, you know. And she wants the spotlight,
like Kamala.
Yeah, well, Kamala too. Yeah, but
she's our Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one for her. Wayne Thompson. He's retired now, but they said he looked like Bernie Lomax from Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, Bernie Lomax. So I got to start watching TV. I don't know.
The guy said, Weekend at Bernie's is a hilarious movie. Dinosaur. You dress up as a dinosaur.
Yeah, that's true. Caveman, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Caveman would be good. Like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, Flintstone. Yeah.
The Mummy would be a good. A gangster outfit.
Yeah, he could be Mr. Big. You know, Mr. Big is the little guy. Yeah, Mr. Big.
Yeah, Little Caesar.
Yeah.
And Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, we got two Napoleons. Well, he's Napoleon by heart, anyway.
Yeah, he's got the stature.
Yeah, well, it turns out that Napoleon wasn't as short as we all thought he was, but yeah, he was pretty average size. But
Napoleon.
Anyway, he's a little big man.
The little big man. Jason Burgess. Well, I couldn't go anywhere else except the Penguin. I mean, that's what I call him. I think he should dress up as a penguin and go around and collect some chocolates. That's what I think he should do. But somebody else said a bank robber costume.
I don't really see that too much. But
do you have anything for Mr. Burgess?
Yes, I do. I actually twinned him with Matson. So in one way, I see them as Burgess as Dr. Frankenstein and Matson as Igor.
Igor.
Yeah,
Igor.
But to be kinder to them, I see them as Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
There you go.
Yeah.
Elementary, my dear Sherlock.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Jim is going to be the Watson. It's elementary, my dear Sherlock, because he's making all the decisions, right?
Yeah.
And Watson just stands around and goes elementary. Oh, Wayne Gates. I mean, I got one name for him. I didn't get any other names for him. I just call him the Frito Bandito. That's it. And I think that suits him well with that big mustache. He looks like the Frito Bandito. And I didn't get the name from me. I call him that, but John Ringo Beam is the guy who calls him that all the time. So I'll give credit to John Ringo Beam. He's the one who came up with that name for Wayne Gates. Anything for Wayne Gates?
Groucho Marx and Super Mario.
Super Mario was a good one. I was thinking of that one, Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario, the Mario Brothers. That's a good one. That's a good one. Super Mario with the mustache.
And I like Groucho Marx too, because when you see Groucho and he's got the heavy eyebrows and the big mustache, and he kind of has that kind of same stare that Gates does.
Just put a hat on him in the red coveralls.
Yeah,
he could be it. Chris Dabrowski.
Chris Dabrowski, I had him kind of like as Frankenstein, because he's just being stitched together and brand new.
The monster, it's alive. It's alive.
It's come back to life.
It's come back to life. It's alive.
You could also be a vampire for the same reason, but I kind of saw him as that, or in some ways Oliver Twist.
That's a good one. Yeah, Oliver Twist.
But the Frankenstein, because he's brand new and he's just been stitched back together. He's in there. And
are they going to chase him to the top of City Hall where the clock is there and with torches? I gave him Tatanka. I don't know if you know who Tatanka is, the wrestler.
Yeah.
Tatanka. The German Oktoberfest guy. He got the lederhosen on with the little hat, right? And the Big Lebowski. Put a wig on him, the Big Lebowski.
I think he'd be more like the Big Lebowski's buddy. Remember
which one?
His main friend there,
Walter.
The big guy.
Walter. He was married to Rosie O'Donnell.
That guy.
Walter.
Walter. You'd be a good one there.
Yeah, Walter.
Because he's a bit belligerent, and he knows everything.
That wasn't Tom Arnold. It was the other guy. Oh, he's good too. Yeah, he was good in that one. Bill Madsen, I didn't get anything for him, so I just said Popeye. Dress him up as Popeye. That'd be a good costume for him.
Yeah, I had two. Watson, and like I said before, Watson to Burgess's. Like I always see them together. The two that work, they're not representatives. They work, so I see them kind of as the same as Burgess would be Dr. Frankenstein and Madsen Igor, or Holmes and Watson. I kind of
they're good costumes too. Going around. I got to get to my third sponsor, Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. So on Halloween night, the kids go out. You want to give them something to get after. What do? You call up Mike at Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. You order a nice pizza for them. Have some kids over. Have a pizza party. Especially if it's crappy weather on Halloween. And I'm a pizza snob. A lot of pizzas I don't like, but for a lot of different reasons. But this one I like. I like Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. I even told them, if I don't like your pizza, I can't sponsor I can't have you as a sponsor. They're not committed to it. And I forgot my Poppy. Dang, I got him sitting right on the thing. Now I feel like a schmuck because you got one on. But anyway, my heart's there.
I knew it. That's why I wore it.
Yeah, I got it sitting right on my thing, and I forgot to put it on my jacket. It was pouring rain.
I got 4 or 5 of them. I keep losing them. I keep buying them and losing them. Buying them and losing them.
I got 3 sitting right on as I go at the door on the TV where the TV is, so I remember them. And what do? I forget them. But my heart is with that. So Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Mike worked in an Italian restaurant for 15 years as the owner. He uses Saputo good mozzarella. He mixes it with brick cheese, so you got a nice cheese blend. He knows how to do the ratio between cheese and sauce perfectly. He uses the Mancini family who started Pete's Pizza 40 years ago. Their recipe for sauce and crust, put them all together. You got one heck of a pizza, I'll tell you that right now. But they're not only pizza. They have poutine, they have sandwiches, they got a full menu. So whatever you need, you can get at Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Now, because it's the 40th anniversary, they're offering 2 medium pizzas with 3 toppings on each for $25. That's a pretty good pizza deal in town if you want to get a pizza. Give them a call, Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue, 905-374-2222, or petespizza.victoria.ca. You can order online. And believe me, you're going to enjoy that pizza. The one thing I do like about their pizza is that it's consistent. I've had 3 or 4 from there, maybe more, and every one has been consistent. It's been good, the same. I know what I'm getting, and I like that in a pizza for sure. Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. Call them today. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And thank you for supporting our sponsors. Thank Pete's Pizza for supporting the show. Okay, you know what? There's one guy I haven't mentioned here, and it's funny because he's not on city council, but he thinks he is.
Oh, Jody.
That's Jody Burdett.
Yeah.
All right. And I got to give him Gilbert Gottfried. And have you ever seen Gilbert Gottfried, the comedian? Have you ever seen him? He's dead now. He squints his eyes now. He's always complaining about something.
Was
right?
that the guy that yells a lot too? Like
Yeah,
that,
he yells.
that guy with the had a hat on.
Well, that was Sam Kinison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Sam Kinison. But Jody's pretty soft-spoken, really. He doesn't get in there and get it. But he's kind of like that Gilbert Gottfried. Well, can I give you what's in this hand so that you can get rid of what's in this hand? You know? Yeah, he's a funny guy, funny comedian. Now, I also had a group things here that people suggested.
Okay.
Matson, Burgess, and Diodati together. Curly, Larry, and Mo. Diodati and Patel.
Diodati and Patel, okay.
Mario and Luigi. The Mario brothers.
Yeah, I suppose.
Dressed up in the costumes with the red and the mustache. Yeah. Burgess and Diodati. Beavis and Butthead. So I had a couple of things. That was a good one, Beavis and Butthead. I never thought of that one. I should have thought of that myself, Beavis and Butthead. But it's all in fun. It's all in fun.
Well, that's good. Like I twinned a few of these too myself, but yeah, that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Now, I also got an email from somebody, and the name was Nana is Aware. One word.
Nana is Aware.
And she said, "Morning, Paul. My costumes are easy. Mayor Jim should dress up like a regular neighborhood folk and take a walk on our Millennium Trail. There he will be able to take in all the garbage, human feces, and if he's lucky enough to walk on a warm, sunny day, he'll be able to take in the aromas of the strong smell of urine soaked on park benches there."
Yeah, so, just a place that
normal folk
would like to go. Yes.
And they also went on to say, whoever this was, Wayne, and they were talking about Wayne Gates. Well, another easy one. Cousin It.
Well, I had Cousin It for other people. I left them out because I couldn't firm up. But Cousin It, Cousin It's mustache is just too long for that.
Well, since he could be his double, that's not a lot of prep. You wanted to prep a lot.
I had actually Mona Patel is kind of a Cousin It,
and then
it didn't fit well enough for me to say that.
Then they went on to say his love for the ladies and attending any function so that he can eat and drink free is also a factor. Also, his name works well with his mentally and his mentality and interest in indoctrinating children in schools. Keep up the good work, Paul. So there's a comment not just on costumes, but actually on the politicians.
Politicians, yeah.
So there you go. And when I don't know what they meant by indoctrinating children, but I think it's just with this woke culture and everything. And
I don't think Wayne fits into that.
He's NDP, so
he's NDP.
They agree with a lot.
He's a working guy NDP, not a flake NDP.
Yeah, but the NDP party in general approves all these crazy stuff in curriculum in schools and that. I think that's what they were getting at. So that's only a matter of opinion, but there you go. I'm telling you, people did email stuff in, and they sent me messages, and they gave me names. So an interesting thing.
Well, it could be an inquisitioner then, if really.
Yeah. I would say somebody isn't happy with our mayor or MPP after that email. There you go.
I would say.
So There's all the
There's
costumes.
a little bit of veiled rage there.
And if anybody has any more costume ideas for them, I'll be doing this again on Thursday on my show on Halloween Day, so you still have time to get them into me. And if you have any that maybe I missed or we missed, Dave, you got any more?
Just a broski, I had him as not just Frankenstein, but also Herman Muster, because they looked alike, right? So that was about the only thing. I had a bunch of others. I was thinking of mythologies, all kinds of things like that. But a lot of the names I came up with people wouldn't know them,
Yeah.
they wouldn't fit. So
yeah, we always got to go with the costumes of pop culture.
that's right. Yeah, pop culture. That's why I was thinking the Munsters, the Addams Family, Wizard of Oz was a good one. But I didn't think of professional wrestling, which is a really good theme.
Yeah, because there's a lot of characters in professional wrestling that you could have used for it. There's a couple that came in, but
the mayor would be a good Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, or Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart.
Yeah,
the Mouth of the South with the megaphone.
Yeah,
he was always a good character, And then then you got these a lot of these characters in wrestling are fantastic. So yeah, but there you go.
Mona Patel as Paul Bearer.
Paul Bear, my Undertaker. Yeah, maybe she could have been a manager too. One of the managers, I think.
It'd be good.
Maybe Elizabeth. Who would be a good Elizabeth? Macho Man's manager.
Macho Man could be kind of like strange bit, But But I kind of think he would look kind of like Macho Man, but act more like George the Animal Steel, somewhere in between there.
Well, they're good costumes too. I mean, Macho Man's an excellent costume. You put that on with the long hair and the band.
Everybody knows Everybody knows Macho Man.
Maybe some of them will go dressed up as what we said.
Maybe.
Can you imagine? Maybe. I know if some guy comes to my house dressed as anything like these, I'm locking the door. I'm locking the door and turning out the lights, man. But I see one of these characters we mentioned coming up. Could be that.
Not home.
Yeah. Lights out. Nobody home.
I got a trick or treat for you, buddy.
Now, I got to ask you, we're done with this now, right? We've given our costume things, but there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. And it has to do with politics always, right? Because that's what we do in this show. I talk more politics than anything. But
we only got 1 week to go.
Yeah, well, I'm going to stay away from the American politics because we got 5 minutes left here, and I don't have enough time to talk about that.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
We can sit here, but it would be good to have you in here and do a point counterpoint type of thing because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and with the American election, and we're going to be watching that. As a matter of fact, I was waiting to hear Trump. He was speaking at Mar-a-Lago just as I left, so I don't know what that was all about. But they're having a lot of stuff going on. But what I wanted to do is get your opinion on what effect this is going to have, because Pierre Poilievre is going to abolish the sales tax on new homes under $1 million. That was his announcement. Now, he only has the ability to abolish the 5%, right? Because that's a federal tax, the HST.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the HST is a harmonized sales tax, but it was the GST, which was federal. So, but on an $800,000 house, that's a $40,000 saving.
Yeah, that's
Do you think that's going to be a good thing?
I think those are the what he said on an $800,000 house. That's a $40,000 saving. I didn't even bring that up as a particular example.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, at an $800,000 house, you get 5%, which would be $40,000, right?
I think it'd be a great idea. However, one of the things that was sustaining the revenue that was coming into the federal government was the amount of taxes they were getting off of new homes and selling of homes. Because every time they sell it, there's tax.
Right.
So when the real estate boom was going on, I wondered why the government didn't step in or speak about it or didn't speak back. Well, it turns out there's a lot of money coming into the federal treasury every time these houses are changed over. So they didn't really have a whole lot of incentive to say anything. And they have to wait. Unfortunately for politicians, they have to wait until people start complaining a lot. Now, I think this is a good idea by Poilievre. I really do. But he himself has to say, for every dollar we save, or every dollar we spend, we have to find a way of saving it. So he's just taken out a huge amount of revenue that would come into the coffers of the government. Now, how is he going to pay for that?
Well, let me ask you a question here, because I never got this straight. I tried to figure. I tried to see what he was doing here. Is it going to be just on new builds, or is it going to be on any home sold?
I assumed it was on any home sold, because the target he's targeting are people who make less, don't make enough for anything over $1 million. So he's targeting anyone from a very low earner to a mid-range earner or upper middle class, right? So that I think is his target. So he's enticing those people that make a lot of money but sure would like to get a break on their houses, and particularly those people who are about to be able or can't really quite reach a house just yet. And I know, well, I got 3 sons like that. Right?
Well, the reason I asked that question is because there was a lot of talk about encouraging new builds, getting these houses built we need in Canada because we have a shortage of homes. And so this $40,000 would encourage builders to build and people to buy. And I got the feeling it was for newly built homes, but I'm not sure about that. But either way, I think it's a good thing. My problem always is when you start giving these incentives with houses is that it heats the market up and you get into a bidding war. So the 40,000 you save could end up being 40,000 more on the cost of a house. And it's happening with 3.75% mortgage rates now. They dropped the rate. It's going to happen with Mona Patel, with Kamala Harris's $25,000 or $50,000 for homes. They're going to give people 50 grants or tax deductions for that. Whenever you start heating up the market, the price of houses get more expensive, and it kind of puts people in the same situation, right? Because supply and demand, you put more people in the market to buy, then there's going to be less houses to buy for everybody, and the price is going to go up, right?
Well, that's a good point too. And as we remember, 1 out of every 7 residential properties for a time in the United States was being bought by corporations, real estate corporations, companies.
Sure enough.
And they were buying them and then renting them back out. We saw this happen in Hamilton for a long time. They bought a lot of the small houses and converted them. So if you're going to give them anyone a first time, you would have to really define what that first home buyer is. It would have to be someone that's not a business, someone that has only one house, and it can only be used for one house. Like it can't be used for your cottage or 2 or 3 other rental properties you might want to buy. So those are the definitions that have to be firm. Other than that, though, with the falling interest rates, and I don't know, is this just a carrot that he's waving? It sounds like a good idea, but you like you said, it would probably motivate a lot of other people, and the same people that don't have a house now are still going to be left without one. His big thing, Polyev, was to build a lot of condos and apartments close to rail hubs and bus terminals and streetcar lines, that kind of thing. That was one of his big things. And I think that is a good message to incentivize building in those locations where people, particularly first timers that might not be able to afford a car and a place to stay, they at least have a means of transport. And I think that's a big deal. So those are good ideas. They're all good ideas, but I don't know the practicality of the one you talked about that.
Yeah, we'll have to see where that goes and what the true, like you say, the true facts are. Like who's going to be eligible for this and that kind of thing, or it's just going to be a blanket. Anybody who buys a house doesn't have to pay the 5% general sales tax, I guess they call it, because the province hasn't waived their 8% yet. We'll see if Ford follows suit.
You might follow suit for part of it, but like I said before, the revenues that were coming into the coffers of the governments made it a little bit sweet. You had all these houses being turned over and being bought for more overpriced, and that was sending a lot of money into the chests of the feds in the province.
And stay tuned to this because these are important little things that are going on in Canada right now. Because we are going to probably be facing an election sooner than later. I mean, Trudeau's whole caucus is telling him to step down, and you've got a bunch of stuff going on with him as far as that green scandal and that. So it could happen sooner or later than we're going to see an election, a federal election, maybe even next spring rather than in 2026 when it's due. So stay tuned to these little things that these guys are pushing out there. The more you hear of these perks and that, the more close we probably are to an election.
Well, it's Canada, but
Right.
you got the Mexican standoff. You got Polyev, you've got the Bloc, and you've got Trudeau, right? And there's
NDP.
and with the NDP, they're a sliver. They're watching right now because they're inconsequential with what the Bloc has come up. Bloc says you do this or we're pulling the pin.
Yeah.
Right. We're no longer we're a high maintenance escort, right? And you got to do what we want you to do, right? And if you don't, we're going to go date somebody else.
And I'm just mentioning this only because, there's so much focus on the South now, the election in the U.S. being 1 week away and what's going on there, that everybody's forgetting about.
It's a lot of drama and Parliament Hill, isn't it?
There's a lot of stuff going on, and it kind of gets lost in the shuffle of the United States election. But there's a lot going on right now in our own country. And what happens in the United States is going to have a huge effect on Canada, of course, it always does. But we have our own problems to solve here, too. We can't forget about. So keep an eye out.
Well, I turn off the U.S. news because it just drives me nuts.
And I watch everything. That's all I watch. Yeah. That's all I watch. It's just what's going on with this election. It's so exciting. I'm so excited for next week. But because it does have an effect on Canada, too. So, and I've heard all kinds of stuff that I did a thing about a guy yesterday, what he said, and I did most of the show about it. So, I watch it close. So I want to know what's going on down there. It affects us. Anyway, we got to get out of here. My name is Paul K. Lemire. This has been Your City, Your Voice. I hope you enjoyed our costumes for City Council today. I thought that was fun.
Yes, and I was going to wear a costume here. I forgot to tell you.
I thought you were wearing it.
I had it. I came as Wheels. And he came as Taz.
I came as a soaking wet duck because I got caught in the rain. I'm soaked.
Yeah, so I had an old jalaba that I bought in Morocco, and it has a kind of a peak hat,
right.
And I had a beard that went with it, but I lost that, and I was going to be the Wizard Wheels.
The Wizard Wheels.
Yeah, but anyway, didn't happen.
Anyway, Paul K. Lemire, my co-host, my guest, whatever you want to call him. He's here enough to be a co-host. Dave Wheeler, Wheels Wheeler. We're getting out of here. Hope you enjoy the show. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, give us some comments and stuff that you say. If you say any more costumes you think would fit, I'm going to say them on Thursday on my show on Halloween Day. And we're at 4680Q. Support our sponsors, Wild Bill's Auto Repair Body Shop, Hamilton Glowstone Lighting, and Victoria Avenue Pete's Pizza. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the rain. And let's hope it's not like that on Halloween Day. See you tomorrow with Absolutely at noon on 4680Q Radio. Ciao, ciao.
Yes, sir. 1 week before that big election. But yeah, like we tend not to look at the drama that's going on in our own backyard.